If a stranger looks at you in a weird way at the grocery store, maybe the cashier treats you in a way that is poor, or a friend speaks to you in a way that didn't feel right to you, do you spiral into intrusive thoughts and this anxious overthinking? If so, I want to let you know that your brain is not broken. You may have tried to sleep it off or cover it up with dopamine and comfort food, or you may have even did meditations and observed your thoughts and let them go, but later they come back stronger than before. Well, your brain is not malfunctioning, it's actually signaling. And what most people miss is that these intrusive thoughts, they create tension in certain parts of the body, including your voice, and it may stifle your expression, which increases the likelihood of your overthinking and being stuck in the head. Because when this outlet, our voice, is blocked and tense and stifled, we just get stuck in the head because the flow is not happening. According to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, we all have these needs that are seeking to be fulfilled all the time, constantly. And when they are not met in any stage of our life, childhood or adulthood, that part of us gets stuck in time, gets frozen with limited resources and unprocessed emotions. Sometime, somehow, we need to revisit that part and get those needs met. Not with force, but with understanding, with kindness and curiosity. Dr. Richard Schwartz, founder of Internal Family Systems, IFS, discovered this the hard way. He was working with a client who would self-harm. She would cut her own arm, and he used the traditional therapeutic method of negotiating, trying to change the behavior of her thoughts, and almost debating the illegitimacy of the self-harm behavior. And he mentioned that after a long 2-hour therapy session with the patient, the intrusive thoughts decided, okay, I will not self-harm. It doesn't make sense. Guess what happened? The patient came back the next session, and her self-harm was, instead of on her arm, it was on her face. That's when he looked inwards on his method, and he decided to get curious instead of changing the behavior. Get curious about the behavior. Listen to the intrusive thoughts. And what he calls an internal family system is parts. So those thoughts are actually part of you that need your love and affection and understanding. And even though they may seem intrusive, they may seem anxious, they may seem harmful, they actually aren't. They have good intentions. You just need to sit with them in kindness. And in this video, I will tell you a specific story so that you relate more and feel the relief for yourself and experience it, not just cognitively hear about it. And I will share with you ways that you can implement this in your life daily. If you think to yourself, oh, I don't have time to sit and feel and understand and feel self-compassion or self-kindness, without doing this deeper healing, your voice will remain tense and your body will remain tense, and these intrusive thoughts will keep coming back stronger. When you do this deeper work, this more sustainable work, your body will feel healthier, it will feel lighter, and your mind will feel clearer, and your voice will become more vibrant. Your self-expression, your communication with others will feel more peaceful and effective. If this is your first time here, I'm your favorite holistic voice coach, Hoss. I help people go from socially anxious to socially confident through healing their voice physically and psychologically. This is something that I've struggled with the majority of my life, and now I'm helping so many people overcome it as well. If this is something that you're committed to improve in your life, I invite you to join my free program, Speak with Confidence, to learn the foundations for a healthy voice. If that sounds like a good deal, please smash the like and subscribe button, and let's dive in. I worked with a client, let's call him Jeff. He didn't come to me because of his childhood. He came to me because he couldn't stop spiraling with intrusive thoughts and overthinking anxiously. A simple doctor's appointment would have him overthinking all day. A delayed text response from a friend would trigger him. A subtle shift in someone's tone or someone's look, and without conscious effort, his body would begin to tense up. His stomach would shrink, his throat would tense up and gets constricted. And the worst part, when his throat gets tense up, he cannot express himself as easily. He cannot express and communicate his expectations, so he feels even more powerless, more helpless. When we took a moment and sat with these sensations, we started to realize that he had this looming sense that something bad is about to happen. He realized that this escapism started to happen. He just wants to run away from everything. He wants to cancel doctor appointments. He wants to never talk to the friend again, yet at the same time another part of him feels so lonely. Well, what if I'm alone if I don't speak to my friend again? And that kept him in this cycle of staying in toxic relationships. On the surface, it looked like anxiety, but anxiety is rarely about the present. It's about a younger part of him that his voice was never heard, a younger part of him that is afraid of abandonment, a younger part of him that is afraid of not being enough and not feeling good enough. We dove even deeper to what he's experiencing, and an image came up to his mind. In a hospital hallway, 10-year-old Jeff, his arm had gone through a glass door. He's in an emotional state of panic. He remembers thinking to himself, I'm panicking, I'm afraid, I'm scared, but dad will be here. Well, his dad wasn't there, and he didn't go to the hospital. Keep in mind that Jeff is only 10 years old when this happened. He had a psychological need of safety and care, and it was not met. He felt abandoned, he felt alone, and he felt like he's not good enough for his dad to go to the hospital to check on him. When a child feels alone, abandoned long enough, something happens in their voice. They stop calling, they stop expressing, they stop trusting that their words matter. His nervous system locked that in. In that hallway, a 10-year-old decided, I can't rely on anyone. I'm not sure I can rely on myself either. That's the root of the spiraled, anxious thoughts, and that's the root of the blocked voice. Fast forward as an adult, every time there's uncertainty, medical appointment, relationship conflict, a moment of vulnerability, his body goes on panic mode once again, like he's in that hallway in the hospital. The tight stomach, the throat pressure, the urge to cancel. So it's not really about the appointment, it's not really about the friend, it's about the 10-year-old who was waiting and whose voice was left unanswered. Instead of calming the thoughts, we went back to that hallway, but this time Jeff wasn't the scared child. He was the adult walking down that corridor. He was the boy. He saw the boy, and instead of telling him to toughen up, he sat beside him. He became his best friend, as I like to say it. No fixing, no rushing, just presence. Breathing, feeling the tension that's happening in the body, assuring the nervous system that he's safe, that he's loved, that he's infinitely worthy, and he can feel that and breathe into that and allow his body to soften into these emotions. Feel peace. It's not necessarily the traumatic events. Kids get hurt all the time, but the response that creates healing, growth, and strength, or creates trauma, weakness, and broken confidence. That little boy didn't need advice. He needed someone to stay. He needed someone to hear him and listen. He needed someone to say his name and be by his side. And when Jeff told him, you don't have to stay here anymore. You can come home with me where it's more safe, there's more trust and understanding, and relationships, there's more reliability in them. Something shifted in his body. His stomach relaxed, his throat loosened, and when his throat loosened, his voice and expression became a little bit more vibrant. What just happened with this kindness and understanding and reparenting? Well, the abandonment imprint is no longer active. It's been neutralized. 2 weeks after this session, Jeff reported back to me that his confidence is increasing naturally. He's not forcing himself to go to doctor's appointments or speak confidently at the grocery store. He just is. He's being more assertive, creating boundaries, setting expectations, and expressing himself with ease. That is because he did the deeper work. Instead of shoving things under the carpet or stuffing things down, he dealt with things with kindness, with understanding, with curiosity, and love. Jeff had a lifelong struggle of being in toxic relationships. Friendships, family members, it's almost like most people in his life were toxic. And the thing was, he could not let go of these toxic relationships because they felt so familiar. He grew up in a very toxic household, and that's all that he knew. That's when I shared with him the story of the scorpion and the turtle. Once there was a turtle swimming in a river, and a scorpion on the shore asked the turtle to help him cross to the other side. The turtle thought about it and told the scorpion, well, what if you sting me and I die? The scorpion said, if I sting you, I will sink in the river and I will die too, so it doesn't make sense. I will not sting you. The turtle thought about it, said, okay, hop on my back. The scorpion hopped on the turtle's back, and midway through the river, the turtle felt knocking on its back. The turtle said, what was that? The scorpion said, I'm trying to sting you. The turtle got so upset and mad towards this unintelligent scorpion. So the turtle asked the scorpion, why did you do that? We will both die. And the scorpion said, it's in my nature. The turtle got curious. Interesting, it's in your nature. The turtle decided, well, it's in my nature to dive. And when the turtle dove, the scorpion died. And the turtle continued on with its journey. Now, when someone's kindness is being taken advantage of, sometimes as human beings we stay longer than we need to in those relationships. But we have to realize that instead of changing the scorpion to become nice and kind, to become something else other than the scorpion, we just have to realize our own nature and continue on with our goals, with our dreams, with our values. All the turtle did is what's in its nature. It dove. There's nothing harmful in diving. It just became unavailable for the scorpion after the scorpion broken the agreement. Many people think to themselves, what if it takes forever to heal? What if I'll never heal? What if I have too much trauma? That fear makes sense. When you look at your past as one giant mountain of insecurity, it feels impossible. But healing doesn't work like climbing Mount Everest in one shot. It works more like untangling a knot. You don't rip the whole knot apart at once. You find one loose thread, you gently work it. And as one section loosens, the entire structure lightens and shifts. Trauma feels massive because it's stored emotionally, not chronologically. When you resolve one core imprint, like Jeff's hospital hallway scene, dozens of current triggers calm down at once. Peace infiltrates his system. It's like pulling the root of a weed instead of trimming the leaves. You don't need to heal everything, you need to find the root patterns that are feeding everything. And here's something important. The part of you that fears I'll never heal is usually the exact younger part that needs reassurance. That it's okay, that you're gonna heal, it's gonna be okay. I got you. When that part feels supported, the timeline shortens dramatically. As my mentor John Ashraf would say, discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. And of course, many people have the objection of reliving the trauma is re-traumatizing yourself. Why would you go back to the past? Just leave it in the past. Re-traumatizing yourself is when you go back to the past, powerless and without resources. But when you come back with resources, with more emotional intelligence, with more kindness and understanding and compassion and re-parenting skills, you create a change. Our memories are not fixed, they are editable, and you can change the energy in those memories. Einstein said, if you want to understand the world, think in terms of energy and frequencies, something like that. If you want to heal your memories are a bundle of energies, and you can change those energies, you can raise the vibration. And when you do that, your nervous system changes completely. You become more resilient and calm. Think of it like watching a scary movie as a child versus watching it as an adult. As a child, you're overwhelmed, alone, and fearful. As an adult, you may get scared, but you know you're safe. You know it's a movie. You can pause it. You can step away. The difference isn't the scene. It's the level of support and capacity. In reparenting, you are not throwing yourself back into the hospital hallway. You're walking in as an adult version of you. Regulated, present, and grounded. And you help that younger part of you to feel the same, to regulate with your regulation, to become present by the support of your presence, and to mirror your grounding. It's a difference between drowning in water or learning to swim with a lifeguard beside you or a trainer. I feel so much compassion for everyone I work with because I've struggled so much myself and have learned how to overcome it. And it's a continuing process. It's a wonderful journey. There is no end point. You can stop any time where you feel comfortable and you feel that you've grown and healed and integrated enough. But the truth is, as long as you're a human being, you're growing. The universe is growing and expanding. And you're part of the universe. You're a child of the universe. You're going to continue to grow and expand in love. And that growing and expansion, it requires pulsation, which means it requires contraction. Night and day, breathing in, breathing out. Your heart is pumping blood by the means of contracting and expanding. So in life, we're always going through battles, and from these battles, we go through expansion and blessings, and we grow in love continuously and consistently and endlessly. Some people tell me my trauma is so unbearable and I can't even think about it. I can't even go near it. You don't start with the biggest wound. You build capacity first. You build your muscle. Healing is like going to the gym. You don't walk in and deadlift 400 pounds in day one. You start light. You build muscle. You condition your joints. You learn the movements properly. You get in the culture and you get in the rhythm and energy of strengthening your body first. And that strengthens your nervous system. You practice with smaller emotional triggers, mild rejections, small disappointments, everyday little anxieties that come up. Each time you sit with something manageable and survive it, your system learns, I can handle this. That builds psychological stamina, and over time, what once felt unbearable becomes tolerable, then workable, then neutral, then it becomes an interesting challenge to overcome because you feel a high afterwards. You feel so much better afterwards. You feel like an upgraded version of you afterwards that can take on more of life and that can experience more of life. You're more prepared for life's opportunities. I like to quote Les Brown. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and for the opportunity not to come than not be prepared and the opportunity comes and you lose it. Of course, I'm paraphrasing. Another way of thinking about it is like building and developing an immunity. You don't inject the full virus. You build resistance gradually. The goal isn't to overwhelm yourself. You increase your resistance in layers. The next thing is you're attracting totally different energies in life and your whole life changes in a positive way. A simple yet powerful exercise you can do right now is something I call kind awareness. Become aware of your body, but not in emptiness or dryness. Become kind with your awareness to your body. Notice areas that are tight, notice areas that are relaxed. And then I'll add to it another exercise that I like to call feel the peace. Well, not necessarily peace. You can feel the peace, but I like to give you the options. I invite you to imagine a buffet of positive, good feeling emotions in front of you. And pick your top 3. Peace, love, kindness, prosperity, energy, enthusiasm, excitement, whatever it is that comes to you. And a bonus, give it a color. What color would that emotion be? Trust the first color that comes to mind. And then begin to feel like you're being showered. Imagine a connection from your crown to your heaven, and it's showering you with these colors that you chose, these good feelings. And now, soften your body. Almost imagine your body's like a sponge, absorbing these emotions. With kind awareness that you're bringing to all your body parts, all the tension. And then all this shower that's coming from heaven, from the sky, on your body and through your body, it's going down to earth. Like a tree, your roots are planted in earth, getting support, getting nutrients. And feel the exchange from the sky to earth and from earth to sky, around you and through you. That peace, that wonderful sensation and glow and light that you're feeling. Feel gratitude and feel that you're protected and safe. by that peace, by that grace and love. Feel your thoughts adjust. You have rightly ordered thoughts. Feel your kind discipline come into play, your gentle wisdom. And feel your boundaries restore. And I invite you to give gratitude to your heaven, to your earth, to yourself for showing up and doing this work. I'm keeping it brief for the video, but you can repeat it. You can let me know in the comments if you want a longer version, and you can do it on your own. Oftentimes, I'll give you my honest perspective. It helps when you do it either with a video or with someone, because our mind will go in 100 different places instead of going into the body and feeling the peace, because there are so many resisting forces. That being said, doing this exercise daily will radically increase your stamina and immunity in healing, and your capacity to grow and integrate younger parts of you, so that you feel more calm, more confident, and your voice becomes more vibrant and effortlessly expressive. Now that your body and system are in more resourceful state, more peaceful and grounded state, I invite you to internalize and allow those affirmations to integrate within you. I used to spiral into the worst case scenario, but now I'm learning to pause and check in with my body kindly. I used to believe my anxiety meant something was wrong with me, but now I'm learning it's a younger part asking for support and to be seen. I used to cancel things when I felt overwhelmed, even though I wanted to do them. But now I'm learning to stay present and grounded and feel the peace within me. I used to run from uncomfortable emotions, but now I'm learning to sit with them safely. I used to think I had to handle everything alone, but now I'm learning to show up for myself and feel confident and calm. I used to see my trauma as evidence I was broken, but now I'm learning it's a sign that I've survived and that I'm meant to grow. I used to fight the scared parts of me, but now I'm learning to lead them with compassion. I used to fight intrusive thoughts, but now I'm learning to meet them with kindness and curiosity. I used to believe healing would take forever, but now I'm learning that small shifts create big changes. I used to think I was broken and everyone was fine, but now I'm learning that everyone has their work to do. I used to abandon myself when others disappointed me, but now I'm learning to stay loyal to my truth. I used to think I needed someone else to feel safe, but now I'm learning that safety starts within me, and I am the only and most important person that I need, and everyone else is a bonus. It's not the necessity. I am the necessity for myself. I am the one that needs to show up for myself, and that's what I'm doing. Allow these affirmations to soak into your body as well. If there are tenser parts in your body when you say some of these affirmations, meet that tension with kindness as well. It's a continuous, beautiful loop of growth, of raising your vibration, of upgrading who you are and upgrading your reality. In internal family systems, Dr. Richard Sword called this the self, the calm, compassionate core within you that is unblended with these memories, that is unblended with these younger parts, what he calls protector parts, firefighters, and exiles. Dr. Schwartz says that we all have this self within us, and it has 8 qualities, and they all start with the letter C. Calm, curious, clear, compassionate, confident, courageous, creative, and connected. So when we heal sustainably, when we do this deeper work, we become more of these 8 qualities that we already are naturally. We just need to remove the layers and remove the blending so we have more of the clarity. See, when your true self becomes the leader more and more, other parts can relax and can feel safe and feel peace. Your voice stops fighting, intrusive thoughts calm down, anxious overthinking becomes more calm, and your voice becomes more relaxed and powerful. Healing isn't about becoming someone new, it's about reclaiming who you truly are. And the more you heal, the more you feel alive and dynamic in life. If you felt tremendous value in this video, I really encourage you to watch this next one over here, where I go deep in doing vocal exercises to help you speak with more sustainable confidence. See you there. Your throat is one of the most common places that hold trauma. Did you know that public speaking is more feared than death?